Hello. Yeah, this is weird. I have I have my voice in the video. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of stuff in this video. One of the things, well, first of all, the reason why there's a huge gap between my last video and the video before that is because I wanted to improve my quality, but I didn't know how and I didn't know what to do. That's why I went on a really long hiatus, over 2 months, because I wanted to have better quality. So then I thought, what should I do? And then I thought of recording me playing on my PS4. Then I thought, well, how am I gonna do it? And then I found out, what about an editor? So then I got one. And now it's, now I'm here, recording. Well, yeah. And by the time you see this, it'll probably be super early in the morning. What else? Oh yeah, today I'm just gonna be talking about things, the differences between prototype 1 and 2, and the fact that what I'm gonna do, well, what my next video is gonna be. My next video is gonna be on Batman Arkham City or Arkham Asylum, whichever one came out first, and yeah, and then I'll play the next one, and then I might play Arkham Knight 2. And
I got him.
what else?
Negative. Negative.
After that, I might also record Maneater. I'm gonna get it, so look forward to that. Probably gonna be 2 or 3 weeks before I get Maneater and start recording. And another thing is, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to, I don't know, the audio in this video is probably gonna be terrible. I'm gonna have to check the audio mixing and everything. So if you could barely hear me, comment it so I can know. I'll even listen to my own video, see if it's good.
Watch your back. Toss that shot.
And, yeah. Now let's get to the differences between prototype 1 and 2. This is just gonna be the part where I just talk about one of my favorite games ever. And I hate how this game, not many people know about it. I think it's really underrated, this series. It's really fun. You got shape-shifting powers. I mean, seriously. You're pretty OP. Now here are the differences between the second and first game. First of all, you play as a different protagonist. That's why in the second game I have that skin, because that's the protagonist from the first game and the final boss. Another thing is that you have a different power. It's a muscle mass ability, which makes you stronger. And in the second game, you have this ability called tendrils, where it's pretty much just the devil's fingers. So that's one of the differences. The other difference is the fact that if you go to upgrades, the way the upgrading system works. In the previous game, in prototype 2, you have to consume people. Consume things, and then you get upgrades. The only time you don't get upgrades through that is mutations, which aren't even in the first game, and what's the name of it? Oh yeah, your movement and all that kind of stuff. You have to upgrade those separately by leveling up, which I don't like. Unlike here, where you just get points and you just use them. Yeah. And then in the second game, they got rid of your disguise abilities. They still have stealth consume, but you don't have artillery strikes or patsy, where you pretty much blame others. You still have your vehicles, but they also got rid of the moves. They have body surf, but you have to find that out on accident. Well, that's what happened to me. They got rid of a bunch, most of these abilities. And they also got rid of the Devastators. Now you only have one. And it's not that one, it's this one. And it's not even that one exactly. There's also the Critical Pain Devastator and the Ground Spec Devastator. They got rid of those. They also got rid of, what else? The dive roll, but they put the jumping ability, which is much better. They changed the jumping mechanic. Instead of charging it and then letting it go and you jump, you have to hold it to jump. Because once you let go, you just fall like a rock. They got rid of the fact that you can yeet yourself all the way across the map with your hammer fists. What else? They got rid of the Web of Intrigue. They got rid of the event. You have to buy those separately through the Radnet DLC. What else? They still have different guns. I think that's everything they really got rid of. I forgot. They also got rid of parkour in the game. And they got rid of this. Yeah. The wall crawling. And they got rid of the armor. That's another thing I forgot. And the shield, you can't equip it. It's just automatically there. And they got rid of the visions. Thermal vision's technically there, but it's not. You only use it only certain times. I mean, you only use infected vision sometimes. Thermal vision's just purely out. They got. I think that's this time it's everything that they took out. Oh wait, oh crap! I always keep forgetting. Another thing they took out is the fact that if you fall from a high enough distance, I'm gonna try to get some high ground. Let me see. Here it is. Okay. If you fall from high enough height, you create a huge shockwave, but in the second game, they don't make it as big. So, yeah. What else? They also got rid of the fact that whenever you equip an ability, it has 2 attack buttons instead of just 1. Because you can use both square and triangle to attack. Square is your normal attack, and triangle is your like special. And you can also charge them. So that's double what you get in Prototype 2. In Prototype 2, you don't even get the triangles, literally just for nothing else. It's just for the second ability. For example, with the Whip Fist, for the claws, you get the normal one, and then you get the charged one. You get the ground spike, the charged ground spike. You also get, for the blade, every single ability has a different, every single power has a different ability in the air, I think. Well, I think the blade has a different one in the air. For example, this one, whenever you target, you get to like do a blade air slice, and it's extremely powerful. So that's one of the things I don't like about the second game. Oh, I just remembered. They also got rid of the fact that, so you're pretty much, the character you are is really dense because they're like a virus, and they take biomass, which is organic matter. And when you consume, you're really dense, so that's why when you bump into stuff, it breaks. I guess technically it's not in the second game because you're not the virus, you're just a human with the virus. In this game, you play as a character that died and the virus took him over. It's like super complicated. Yeah, it's weird. You'll have to like see the story and watch and play the game, or you just have to see the walkthrough, probably, to understand what's happening, what I'm talking about. And now we're going to the parts where what they added to the Prototype series. Number 1, Biobomb. Number 2, technically the fact that you can attack back with the shield. The whole like we're deflecting with the shield. All the Radnet stuff. They added the different jumping mechanic. They added the tendrils, which I really prefer other than muscle mass. They added you're faster in that game. But they made it harder at the very beginning, because when you first start up the game, you feel heavy and like it's really hard. Like you have to be good at it, and since it's the very beginning, you don't really know much about the game. You're not that good. You're barely getting used to the controls. But the more you upgrade, the easier the game gets, because the faster you are, the more health you have. Yeah. For example, right now I'm moving up really fast. But in the second game, you wall run really slowly. Another thing they added is the pack leader. The fact that you can like summon infected monsters to be on your team, and you can tell them where to attack. They also added what else? What else did they add? So the powers I've already done. I could have sworn they added more. I'm for sure they added more stuff. Oh yeah, they added finishers where I think you saw this. Yeah, you probably saw this in my other video, where you one-shot any like vehicle. You can like lift up the turret of the tank and slam it down on them, or you can uppercut a helicopter. There's also weaponize where you can crap, I'm saying so much. You can weaponize where you rip off their weapons and you use them against them. There's also what else? Oh yeah, a huge difference in both games. The map, that's the biggest difference. Well, no, not the biggest. It's a huge difference. In the original game, I'll show it right now. You play in all of New York, and certain areas are infected, and certain areas are not, and certain areas are run over by Blackwatch, the police thingy, and some areas are just in dispute. This is disputed area, blue, red zone, black zone, or white zone. This is white zone, red zone, blue zone, purple or black zone. It's a disputed area. The only ones that have official names are the red and blue zone. The other ones I just thought of. Anyway, in the second game, the map, you get like 2 islands at the bottom. You probably saw it in the video. 2 islands down here. One on the left, which is the yellow zone. One on the right, which is the green zone. And then you get New York, which is the red zone. And it's cut off in the middle, right here. And then, I myself checked this, and I checked how they like cut off half of New York. And the way is the dead zone. The dead zone is where everything's just destroyed. And this is the same for this game too. I didn't show it in the previous game, the fact that if you go to the dead zone, you just die instantly. I'll probably show it. I'll do it right now. Pretty much, if you go to the dead zone, they threw a bunch of missiles at you and you die instantly. So yeah. I might even show the other side of the map. First, I'm gonna go over here. So you go to the dead zone, you die. Guess that kind of makes sense. I can't glide all the way over there. Oh wait, I can. That's my back. Oh yeah, that's some of the parkour. Whatever, I can't. You might have seen the big circle thing in the video, the previous one. So I'm gonna go to it. I can't remember where it is. I know, wait. No, it's not down there. It's Penn Station. It's somewhere around here. I'm just gonna... Oh, I can't put checkpoints, I forgot. It's not the second game. I'm just gonna go north. I'm just gonna show the other side of the other half of New York. So I always like it when game creators put interesting ways to put invisible walls. Like they come up with an interesting idea for why in the actual game you can't go in. For example, in Detroit Become Human, you can't go. There's invisible walls, and the way they explain them is because it's not in your programming. And that's pretty smart. To me, it's that smart. In here, it's less smart, but it makes a lot of sense. Because in this game, this probably also makes sense for real life. This is really ironic because I got this game like during quarantine. So pretty much, in this game, there's a virus going out. There's an outbreak in New York, and everything is just sealed off. We're like the whole island's in quarantine. So that's why if you try to leave it, they shoot you with missiles because you're supposed to be quarantined. They don't want you to infect everyone else. Yeah. I might even show some of the web of intrigue because those are like weird. It's pretty much just clips of like memories and stuff. I'll show my favorite one. Oh, where is it? Yeah, my favorite one is this one. Is it this one? Yes.
When we hunt, we kill. No one is safe. Nothing is sacred. We are Blackwatch. We are the last line of defense. We will burn our own to hold the red line. It is the last line to ever hold.
that is Blackwatch, the police thing. They were made for one of the two wars that America doesn't want to fight. This is actually one of the lines from one of the memories. There's two wars that America doesn't want to fight. One is nuclear, and the other one is the one we're fighting right now. And that's bio weapon stuff. They created a virus. I'm gonna go on a really long tangent for the backstory of the game because it's really deep and I love it. Whew. Okay, here we go. In the game, they created a virus, a bioweapon, and there's Gentech. I already passed Gentech. Gentech was that huge building that I went up that one time earlier. I already passed it a while ago. Anyway, Gentech is that tall building that has that's sort of like the Oscorp building. I think I showed I showed it in my previous video. It's I can't find it. It's somewhere around here. Anyway, in Gentech they created the virus, and with the virus there was also someone called Elizabeth Green, and she was the mother. She was the perfect incubator for the original virus, Red Light. Then she created inside of her body, she created a alternate version called Black Light. And then Alex Mercer, which is who you play as in this game, you are paranoid and you're like a super genius guy, and with your paranoia you take one of the vials of Black Light. Blackwatch corners you in Penn Station, and they shoot, and you slam the vial down, and the virus goes into you and you get infected, and you die. Alex Mercer dies, but the virus infects him, and the virus wakes up and has amnesia and tries to find out who Alex Mercer was, and then Alex finds out that he's not actually Alex and is the virus. And he also turns out he has a sister, which is kind of weird to me. What else about the backstory? Oh yeah, Elizabeth Green has a kid, and Elizabeth Green is the imperfect release of the virus, while Alex is an artificial release of the virus. And then you get Pariah, which is the nickname of the son of Elizabeth Green. He is the perfect release, and they said that if Alex and Pariah ever met, it would be bad. Especially with the fact that Alex, this is huge spoilers, by the way. I should have mentioned this at the very beginning of the video. So, spoilers about one of the things. One of the bosses, I think it's like the second boss in the whole game, out of 3. You fight Elizabeth Green, and you consume her, and you technically get all of her powers. And, yeah. Oh wait, Gentech's over there. Okay. Yeah, that building right there, with the thing at the top, yeah, that's Gentech. So pretty much you used to be Alex was a Gentech employee, and then he frees so he's the reason why the whole virus came out. And then he frees Elizabeth Green because he has amnesia. He wants to find out who he is, so he frees her, and then he makes the outbreak even worse. And then he makes it even worse, and then he fixes it all in the final boss fight where you like fight a dude, like this huge giant monster on the helicarrier. Well, it's pretty much a helicarrier. And then the second game, for some reason he turns evil. There's comics about why he turns evil, but I don't really like it. I wish he never turned evil. But then again, he was already kind of like emotionless right off the bat. He didn't even smile. He was one of his big things was the fact that he didn't smile, and he was an emo kid. What else? What else? In the second game, James Heller, his wife, he thinks that his wife and kid die, but actually his kid is still alive, but his wife dies. And he thinks Alex did it because that's what Blackwatch says. Since Blackwatch is part of the government, Blackwatch frames Alex for the kills, for the death. Which is technically not true, because that's the first game where Alex is good. But then he meets Alex. Heller gets infected. James gets infected. Wait, did I say the fact that you play as a guy named James Heller? Whatever, you play as a guy named James Heller. Alex infects James. James becomes a test subject. James escapes, and then Alex meets James. Alex makes James consume someone that knows about what happened in the original outbreak. and then he's on Alex's team, and then then James finds out that Alex is evil, and then the final boss fight is Alex. Boom. That's pretty much the whole story. There's a bunch more. Oh yeah, the government, I forgot about this. How Elizabeth Green got infected is that the government created, this was in like, oh yeah, in 1969, Hope, Idaho. That's where it was. Elizabeth Green, a bunch of people, different ethnicities, different races, they all went into one town in Hope, Idaho, and then they infected them with the red light virus, and everyone died except for one person, Elizabeth Green. And then they started doing tests on her, and for like over 50 years. And in the Prototype 2, if you go to Prototype and on the main menu, there's a Prototype 1 recap. And if you watch it, it has a timeline, and then it says that in 2008, a paranoid scientist named Alex J. Mercer, that is who it. So that proves that from 1969 to 2008, that's how long Elizabeth Green was alive. Make sure it means she was immortal. She could die, but she couldn't age because she was just the virus. Her brain got like fried. They even stated in one of the Web of Intrigue. In one of the Web of Intrigue. Crap, what's it called? One of the memories. They mentioned the fact that her brain was fried, and she's like weird and crazy. I would have thought she was going to be the last boss fight, but no. It's one of the people she creates. It's called the Supreme Hunter. I'm probably going to look for a hunter right now. Where there's probably a hive around. Yeah, it's right behind me. So, yeah. Oh, and in this game, there's things called hives and Blackwatch bases. You have to go in the Blackwatch bases and infect and consume people and fight them. There's also hives, which is where the infected get created and stuff. The hives are pretty cool, but I hate the fact that there's no real like cool animation. Like for example, right now. Let me see. Yep. Artillery strikes. Yeah, see that right there? That's a hunter. That's a hunter. And then here is one of my Devastators. Yeah. See, the hive got destroyed, and this exact animation happens to every single hive, and it even happens to the bases, which I hate. I hate the fact that there's no diversity really to what's happening. But I get it because I don't think I've ever mentioned this. But Prototype 1 and 2 were games that were released on the PS3. So that's why the graphics are pretty terrible. And to me it's baffling the fact that Prototype 2 looks so much better than Prototype 1, even though it was released like 2 years later, but it was also released on the same console. No next-gen console. Oh yeah, and I hope this is true. It might just be a rumor, but I saw this and it said that Prototype 3 is gonna come out in like 2021. I hope it's true because I want to get a sequel, and I want the main character to be Alex because that's the guy I like. I don't like James. Sure, James is funny because he gets mad at when he was on the computer. Oh, I should show that clip. Look up James Heller on the computer. It's funny. I don't even get what kind of keyboard he's using. Again, you won't get the reference unless you watch the video. But what else? Yeah, this video is just me talking about how much I like Prototype and the differences between the games. I just love the game. It's got awesome story. It's got an awesome idea for the games, and I love this type of game. It's awesome. I'm a sucker for superhuman games. That's why I have. That's why I play. That's why I have all the Batman Arkham games. Why I have Spider-Man. Why I have Just Cause 3. Why I have what else? This game, Prototype 2. What other games do I have that are superhuman? I have a few other games that are superhuman. I can't remember them. I'll probably have to check. And bullet type drop. Oh, I have to show this. This is OP. This is OP. This is one of the coolest things that I don't like the fact that they got rid of. And the snap kick launcher, it's amazing. That's the flip kick launcher. This is body surf. This is cannonball.
Shots reporting no damage on target, over.
Oh wait.
Red Crown confirming deployment of strike package. Over.
Permission
Wait
granted.
for
Send the
it.
strike package into the kill box.
Confirmed. Zeus in the zone. Requesting strike package. Acquiring.
Yeah, hijack.
Friendlies in the fire zone. Pop smoke now.
Ooh.
Target is not down.
Oh, I also gotta show Patsy. That's amazing. That's awesome too.
Go ahead. Continue it.
Prototype 1 had a huge variety, but Prototype 2 also has a huge variety. But I wish in Prototype 2 they would have kept all the stuff from this game.
Secure base is online, Red Crown. Waiting tactical. Out.
Oh, that hurt.
Clear, still good to go. Going down. Repeat. Going down.
Ow, that hurt.
Taking hit. Minimal damage. Over. We're out of control.
Seriously?
Taking hits here. We're losing it. We're losing it.
This is one of the things that they got rid of. A bunch of stuff that they got rid of. Man. Ah, crap. I wish I could just finish this. Whatever. This is gonna be a pretty long fight. Not really. It's almost done. Where's the other guy?
Rifle platoons are in the field. Armor on standby. We're running here, Red Crown. Out.
Okay. I was gonna show. Oh yeah, Patsy. I could probably Patsy this guy down here.
Ranger 2-7, negative on contact.
Anyway, wait. I have to.
Red Crown from Chalk 3. We've lost the eye. You got an update for us?
Nah, there's no one around. I can't Patsy him. Oh wait, there is now. Okay.
Guys, that's him. Did I shoot?
Yeah. He gets scared. Wait for it. Oh man, seriously. Ah, there it is. How come I missed it? Pretty much with the Patsy, you get to blame others for being you, since you're technically. Oh yeah, here's one of my favorite things. The number, one of the again, I can't remember which one this is. Ah, crap. This is one of the Web of Intrigue entries, and it says that Alex Mercer overnight became the #1 terrorist. That's why they're after you, because they don't like you at all. Wait for it. Just gotta recharge. Oh yeah, and if you just shoot a soldier, normally you get wanted, but if you Patsy them first, you can shoot them and you'll be fine. Actually, I'm a stealth consumer, so I need health. I'll stealth consume. You know what, I'll just Patsy him.
What now?
There it is. If there's a tank, the tank would shoot him.
It's not your fault, dude. It is not your
RC, we got nothing here. Echo 1 Alpha stepping down.
Oh yeah, the stealth mechanics in this game is crap. Like literally, there could be like some random civilian in front of me, and I could just still do that. It only works on the type, military or civilian. For example, that guy right there. He didn't wait for it. There is a guy. Never mind, he left. He just left. Whatever. I'm just gonna show off my Devastators. That is the Tendril Barrage Devastator. It is good for like helicopters, humans, but not tanks. This thing is good for like This is like the mid-range. It's good for like to do enough damage, but it's also you get to hit a lot of enemies. And then you get the critical pain devastator. This is for like one target, and it does a bunch of damage. Well, it should have, but that makes sense. I was blocking it. Oh, crap.
Fire base is ready for action.
Strike team is mobile. Ground teams find cover and await clearance to evacuate.
Strike package, report to the kill zone.
And I'm done.
Fire clearance.
Boom. Wait, is this a thermobaric tank? Okay, so in the previous video, you saw me use the boomstick. Oh no. Yeah, there. You saw me use the boomstick, and that's a huge implosion that later explodes. That's what this is. Yeah, huge explosion. You also get normal missiles, which suck. But the implosion is the good part. Even turns to extreme black. Ah, there we go.
I have him. Get laser range and I'll hold it there.
Yeah. It would suck if the military would be using this against you. If you would just die. Oh. I'm gonna end the video in a while. Actually, I might end the video right now. There's not much left to talk about. I already just gushed over the fact of how much I love the series.
Wait for the strike team.
Oh wait, I forgot to mention this. So here's one of the things that I like about, well, something that I think is funny. This guy, the way he described Prototype is, Alex Mercer is basically, I don't want to go from saying Alex Mercer is just the Hulk to Alex Mercer is just the Hulk and Spider-Man and Batman. But again, that is pretty much true. That's one of the things the guy says. His name is Purposeless Rabbit Holes. He is awesome. That guy, he gets me. I freaking love Prototype, just like him. Another guy is White Light. Watch their videos on their version of Prototype 3, because they're awesome. Oh wait, I forgot I could do this. This is kind of dumb. Oh no, wait, it doesn't work. Crap. Nope. I'm gonna die anyway. Whatever.
That's an ugly turd. Get in close on that one.
What else? I already talked about the whole Hulk thing. Here's the, uh-oh.
Try another system. Hit it again.
I hate it when that happens.
Thank you, Red Crown. I am initiating strike run.
I shouldn't have gone here. Uh-oh. Gotta regen. So, I mentioned that.
Won't go down. Try another run, over.
There. Phew. So, I am... That's it, right? Oh yeah, I like the Blackwatch designs in Prototype 2 better than the ones in this game. Because in this game, they just look like soldiers, but in the other game, they look futuristic. I think I'm gonna end it off here. So, see ya. First video with my voice. I wonder how long this is gonna be. And goodbye.